Welcome back to AI Search, the podcast about ML and AI in every industry. We're so excited to have Zlatko here today from Q Agency to talk a little bit about AI in agencies. Hey Zlatko, how are you doing today?
Hi, great. You?
Yeah, doing well, thank you. So I'm really excited to hear about what you've been doing in the last few years and how has AI really affected your work?
I work in Q. I'm a director of AI research and development, which is, I think, important to say because it's not just AI, it's IoT, it's everything that's cutting edge, right?
Yeah.
But AI, of course, is a big majority of our focus is on AI right
Nice.
now. And I'm in a Q for 7 years, almost 8. So yeah, I'm pretty much from the beginning, even if, the Q company is here over a decade. So, but when I came, it was 30 people. Right now it's over 300. So
Yeah.
it's
Such a big growth in 8 years. That's amazing.
Yeah. The last 2 years we stagnated pretty much because of market and everything, right?
Yeah.
COVID and so on. But right now we are steadily.
Nice, very cool. And how has AI kind of, in the last 2 years, I guess it's been this kind of big boom and buzz with AI, and I'm sure you guys have been including machine learning in your processes for a lot longer than that. But how has that kind of affected the workflow and the processes and how you're able to deliver to your clients?
But what's interesting with Q is even maybe 5-6 years ago, we wanted to become a data-driven company because big data was a big thing. What AI is right now, big data was maybe 10 years ago or less. So everything that we did, that we quantified, we collected in a data warehouse.
Cool.
So when we are done with the project, we collect data and see what are the good things, bad things, and we learn something, of course, and put it in one place, even analytics, everything that we could quantify. So we wanted to be a data-driven company. So when this AI boom happened, we were pretty much ready.
Yeah,
even we didn't plan on it.
Yeah, right? You already had data scientists working for you, and you're a lot more agile. You don't have to start the whole hiring process, finding new engineers.
And we have all the historic data from 10 years ago, right? And that's a big thing because if you don't collect it, it's gone. Yeah. And if you want to integrate AI, you need that data.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's a good thing for us because we didn't plan for this AI to be such a big thing, but it worked in our advantage.
Yeah.
So in our company, we are really trying to, when this came out, ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on, it was almost 3 years right now, right? It's time flies.
Getting old.
But there's almost time before and after ChatGPT. Right? Before machine learning was pretty niche. You of course had AI for a long time, but this type of generative AI that's on this scale, it really ChatGPT gave birth to that. And after ChatGPT came out, then of course market
expanded.
There was, I think, on top was like $1 trillion of investment. So a lot of money was pouring into it, and of course we wanted to find a way how. So let's use it. Let's earn money like everyone else.
Exactly.
So then we first started to transform our own company because if we want to consult other companies, we need to first do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So like I said, we had a jump start with this data already collected, organized, and we go through all our business processes pretty much, from resourcing to recruitment. Nice. To HR, pre-sales, sales, software development, of course, and everything that we do as a company. It's more than 300 people, so you need to have a structure, right?
Yeah. Did you guys have so for your clients, you were doing a lot of, collecting a lot of data, but were you also collecting it for your own internal self, like your own processes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything was there.
Yeah.
Kind of the foundation.
Yes. Yeah. And we got the how to. Along the way. So what's interesting, maybe not just for us, for every other agency that works for clients, we don't have a product. We have products, but it's not our primary goal to make a product. We want to make products for our clients. And it was challenging to do parallel transformation of ourselves and the clients. So we're still in that, we still transform ourselves, but also clients. And maybe some example of our internal transformation. Pre-sales phase, that's when you got a tender or RFP, we call it. It's a request for proposal.
Okay.
And you get a PDF that's unstructured. It's a big PDF with the client's wishes, right?
Yeah.
So it can be 1 page or 1,000 pages with
whatever they want.
without structure. Yeah. Sometimes it's on a napkin.
Yeah.
But it's an RFP. It's something that clients wants for us to do. It describes the project in a natural way. So maybe even a year before, you need a team of maybe 6-7 people, experts, to go through that RFP, to get out the information from that bunch of data. You need to get the features that the client wants to see. You need to estimate it. How much do we need time to do it? And then it's a long process. And these RFPs, these tender processes are very short. You need to be quick. And we lost so many clients, potential clients, because we didn't have capacity to do all of them in a high quality. And right now we have AI. So we created a tool which you just upload your RFP.
Okay.
And AI goes through it and collects features itself.
Nice.
Because it recognizes this can be a feature, this can be a feature.
Yeah.
From this bunch of text, it gets the structure, the list of features.
Cool.
And then it goes and through all of these features, it creates backlog. So that's a feature, but described in a way that developer, when it gets it, he knows what to do. It's a very detailed description of, for example, you need a login screen for your web. It's a detailed description.
Nice. Do you think also the proposals that the clients, potential clients, are sending to you are also created with AI? You know, are people also helping you out in the sense that they're writing their proposals better?
Not as far as I've seen.
Oh, too bad. Because I think it would work in two ways, you know, if you could write out your idea a little bit and kind of workshop it with ChatGPT or Gemini, you know?
Maybe, most of them are pretty good because those are big companies, they have their processes. So maybe they are written by AI.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty bad. They probably didn't use AI.
Yeah, because I think it could be a great way to like get the ideas flowing, get the workshop going, and then already take it and from an idea point phasation to go towards your developers to the actual login screen,
right
submit
now,
button,
this RFP is the main input from client, and then we respond with the proposal, and then we get the communication and so on. So big thing here is, as I said, we had a lot of data already before. So any project that was similar to this one, we know how much it takes for us to finish it.
Cool.
And then AI, of course, can look into it and say, okay, this feature we did in that project in this in 2 days. Then it knows how to estimate this time. Right? And then how this pipeline, not to go into too much detail, is AI powered. Even it generates even a proposal. So we always push a proposal of high level of quality.
Yeah, and since you have such a huge amount of flow of these documents, that you're able to kind of feed a natural language. You know, you've been working already over 10 years. You know, writing these proposals, so you can even kind of copy the kind of speech that your team has been creating over time. Probably really good for training new employees as well.
Yeah, because all those processes and rules that we already set up, you don't. You teach it to AI, of course, you need to fine-tune it, but you teach it once. But with people, you have to...
every time somebody comes,
So right now, people are still the main decision makers in this process. There's always one expert that uses this tool and needs to sanity check, needs to change it manual, and so on. So he or she is the one that pushes the green button at the end. But all those under the hood, all those bunch of analysis and so on is mostly done by AI today.
Nice. What are some use cases of your clients? Like, what have you been working on? What has succeeded, and maybe some failures?
There was one failure. We were not the main development part of it, but we were doing the machine learning part. And it was even before this big ChatGPT. But it was for Arabic company, in Riyadh, and it was health related. So basically, it's a vision AI project where we needed to analyze a bunch of images of retinas, eyes, and we had to be able to, in pretty high percentage to be sure that if it's some diabetes in the making, right? So I think from a technical standpoint, it was a great success because I think it was 96, 97 precision.
Wow.
So it worked great.
Yeah.
And what the problem wasn't the technical part; it was everything else.
Oh no!
Because it's
well,
Riyadh.
So sad.
It's Arabic, and we work a lot with them. And specifics about them and their business approach is, they have a king, right? They have a prince. It's a monarchy, and there it's always just important to make your boss happy. Pretty much like we do, but there it's okay. You made the proof of concept. Great, we're done.
Oh no!
We pushed some figures to my boss. He said, okay. He pushed to his boss until it comes to the prince. He said, oh, great, diabetes, great, works. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
And
next.
They didn't have a follow-up.
Oh no!
They didn't invest in marketing. They didn't invest in future development because this was a MVP. It was just a proof of concept.
That's so sad because it could be just something worldwide that could be so useful.
Today, it would be done by some big company. It's already probably done because before this big boom of AI, you could do this niche little projects and be profitable and maybe make a patent on it and so on. Today with GPT and, for example, a Photomat, they sold at the right time. Because today they're pretty much obsolete with other
computer
tools.
vision. OCR is so good today. The models, even public models, are available.
Even open source you can use and fine tune it until you get to maybe even the same level. And they sold for millions.
Good timing.
That's
it's too bad though, because I think anything related to healthcare. I was speaking also to a friend who was doing research about taking photos of facial structures based on, to catch your temperature, to predict if you're going to have a heart attack. You can see a lot of the temperature things in cameras. So kind of adapting the camera to get photo temperature and like different colors, like if your skin starts to turn green or something.
Very sensitive, right?
Yeah, but this is all done at a faculty at a university level, and it never went further than research doctorate, research paper. Just as I guess I think it will. It will have to. But it's too bad because you guys were also before the hype.
That was our biggest project at the time because it was for a Saudi government. So they are very strict. They're very private. You even can't use cloud there mostly.
Okay.
And everything is on premise.
Nice.
So for one government body, we had to put everything in one building. It can't leave the front door. So,
hard to do it remotely, but
it's a hybrid. You need to go there from time to time. And when you do development, you're working with synthetic data. It's just the data that has nothing to do with them. And then when you push it to production, you need to be there just to make sure.
I think this kind of development is going to be more and more common just because of privacy. People are so worried about the privacy of these open platforms.
Development part will, this switch from development to production will have to be a bit different because it won't be the same data you're working with. You can't work with production sensitive data in development like you maybe could in regular web and server.
Exactly. I mean, even just with the GDPR and this AI Act that's coming out, it's going to be impossible to work on real life data. So.
I just spent like a week. We got every company that works with AI gets this questionnaire. I spent maybe a week just going through it.
Oh no!
It's awful.
Where's the AI to solve the paperwork?
The person can solve it. But hopefully this EU won't slow things down too much because this GDPR is very strict. And it's almost impossible to do it in a quick way and
to stay competitive.
Because you need to jump over hoops all the time.
Well, with every other country not having those laws installed on them, I think it's just we're not able to compete anymore if they can just, use public data. For example, China collects so much data from their citizens, and they just have access to that, and they have a huge population. So obviously, that Europe's a little bit smaller population. So and then our data is very private, which is on one hand a good thing for people, but on the second hand for any sort of kind of positive development in the healthcare system.
I think it's good. But in this, when you try to adopt some new cutting edge technology. Of course,
not gonna work.
It can go quick. But you need to be quick because there's a competition. For example, in USA, of course, their laws are much not so strict, and we don't have any problems with them. Arabic states also, they care about data not leaving the country, but inside of the country. There's not so much regulations like EU is.
EU is very regulated.
And for example, in USA, it's great. For example, this project that in Riyadh that failed from business side. In USA, it would be great because they have that mentality. They have bunch of people just throwing money, investing, and they have incentive to make it work.
And there's so much investments in healthcare in the US too. I was talking to the director of Biome, he's from Croatia also, and just the investments in preventative health and healthcare in America is insane. I think even over AI investments. So I think this is both from the insurance point and the pharmaceutical point.
It's a big industry.
It's a huge industry,
And that's an incentive which capitalism gives you. It's not perfect, but I think it's better than just to, like in Arabic state, just push POCs and leave it there to die.
Any project successes that you got to experience recently? Any use cases?
Right now we are doing. It's a medical. It's near completion, but right now we are pretty confident with it. What's interesting with health related or biotech, you can't be kind of right. You need to really make it because it's too much. There's too much hanging on the. For example, what we are doing right now is pretty much AI doctor.
Okay.
So a clinic. It's longevity clinic in Dubai. And it collects various reports from other clinics and other people that are going to a doctor, and then they got a report of 200 pages or something. Big reports, it's longevity, so it's a lot of data.
Tests available,
And they need AI to go through it, quick of course, and summarize it in one page.
Okay.
So when it comes to a client, to a doctor or even to a patient, they can look through it and see, okay, this is the really important stuff.
Cool.
So that's I think when it comes out, it will be a success, at least for the client, and because they want to white label it, and then they want to sell it to other private clinics, because if it works for one,
why not for the others? Yeah, exactly. And I think that kind of like fast data processing is something that AI is really successful in. So
another one that we are doing right now is to mitigate the problems that AI creates with job hiring. For example, you're looking for a job, and today recruiters have a lot of problems because if you give them assignment to candidate, he goes to GPT.
Solves the problem.
There's no. I don't see any reason to send assignment. Right? You're already losing time because you still need to talk with that person and check if he used the GPT or not.
Exactly. I think my dad, he retired, but he was doing a lot of hiring for programmers and developers, and I think he just made them sit in the room and kind of code on a whiteboard and solve the problem.
I think
very high level jobs, but he was just like, nope. And he was like, if this person's not coding in the last 6 months, they're not going to be able to solve my problem. Very extreme, old school approach.
We can't, and it's not for us. It's for a client. They want, because they deal with hundreds and thousands of applicants. It's one agency recruitment agency, right? And what we do here, we use AI to. We have a tool mobile tool which you as a candidate download. You have to use it, and then you answer questions by that tool with video and everything. You can't leave the room. You can't open. You're visible. It's limited. It's limiting you from using any third-party tool. And then AI goes through the video, transcribes it, and checks if it's correct, of course, checks sentiments, and so on. Gives you a lot of data in which then you can later, at least you can have an informed decision. Of course, I'm against, for example, AI in CV. Too much. It can be a problem with the bias, because the more it goes through CVs, it can go in one way. For example,
I think the whole CV writing is also just going to have to change, like from the candidate point of view. Like we're going to have to be able to tell a little bit more of a story about ourselves than, you know, just the Europass CV. Like that's not going to cut it anymore.
I think even people that really want to stand out in that field are already preparing their CVs to be AI friendly. And that's not necessarily the best candidate. He's just best at forming his CV. So I mean, AI is helping us a lot, but also, ironically, we are creating an AI tool that solves AI problems.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Full circle.
Full circle. Right, what's the most exciting thing you see in the future, both with Q and in your personal life, if you have any uses of AI?
I think in the future, I was on a conference in this summer and talked with one. He's a PhD in quantum electronics. So it's pretty niche thing, and he talked to me about future and where he sees that things are going. So basically, what I'm mostly interested is quantum computing plus AI, because as he explained to me, and it makes sense. AI is wasting a lot of energy. Not wasting, it's using it. So basically, if you ask something ChatGPT, it takes 20 times
more than Google search.
And it's not. I mean, some companies are profiting. NVIDIA, for example, Conchar, I think, creates those transformers right now. There is a whole industry right now about energy, creating energy for AI needs. But it's not, in long term, it's not feasible. And you need to switch to something drastic, and that's quantum computing. And quantum is here a long time. At least in people are talking about it. Nobody's seen one in real life. But he said that American Army is using it already. They just need to, it's patented. You can't use it. They are not liberating it. But in maybe 5-10 years, when they push it out, it goes into market. Then I think new GPT will be created. And what's interesting there is that quantum computing won't be doable without AI. It's too complicated, and we won't be able to harness AI without quantum. So this synergy will be interesting.
It will. I think so too. I think we're just going to get way over the energy expenditure with AI that
it will be too complex to even run it without quantum computing.
I was just last month I was in Geneva, and I went to visit the campus at CERN where they have the quantum computing and everything, and I was talking with the doctorate candidate there about quantum computing in the future.
What do they say? Is it here?
It's coming. It's not here yet. It's extremely expensive, but it's coming to the point where eventually, for lots of money, you'll be able to purchase it, which will work for large companies. So.
And then it would be this cryptography, everything that we are relying on for privacy. It's
just gonna
like it's not there.
It's gonna be very interesting to see but I think it's sooner than we think. You know,
I think it will just pop out somewhere, and then it will
start
revolution. Another thing that's interesting, maybe it's not so fancy as quantum, but right now as a company, and I think as a market in this AI, when I'm talking about AI in a sense of an agency, that means how we can give a service that only we can do like it was with software development. You had to be a developer, you had to have some knowledge. Not everyone could just type in a prompt, like today, and get the result. So what is rising right now is a set of libraries that are presenting a layer above prompting.
Okay.
We are looking at one right now. It's it's DSPY. It's pretty much it's not pretty much. It's a Python library, but it gives you a declarative and the programmatic way of talking with large language models.
Okay, cool.
And it gives you a way to program.
How to, yeah.
Yeah, and that of course prompting is subjective. It's not reproducible always.
Yeah.
It's prone to mistakes. You can't. Programming is here for a reason, right?
Yeah,
It's optimal. It's efficient. So I think I'm excited about this approach because it will give the edge to agencies, to people that know how to software develop, and it will enable us to really create enterprise-ready, production-ready
models.
Well, not just models,
products,
tools that use models, because you will be able to program it, push it to GitHub or whatever. It's a program like any other. It's not a prompt which you save to Notepad. Right?
Exactly, and especially if it's, I mean, I agree with that prompt engineering. It's not accurate every single time. Not really, the same every single time, which if something is not reproducible,
it's always
it's not good.
In this production, in market, and in creating something for a client that needs to be robust, needs to be always correct, and it needs to be standardized. This prompting doesn't fit in. It's for personal use for me. It's not for something that you would make an enterprise product around.
Yeah, exactly.
Prompt, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's great for fun jokes on Twitter.
It's great for personal use. Awesome. But
when you have to get to the standardization, it has to be better. Exactly.
It needs to go back to programming.
Yeah, so great. Yeah, thank you so much for your time. It was so great chatting with you today.
Likewise.
Perfect. You can watch AI Searched on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Let us know what you think in the comments.